In the endless green expanse of the Russian taiga, deep beyond the last traces of asphalt and telephone wires, lies a forgotten village called Kedrova. Hidden between thick forests of pine and birch, and surrounded by mist-covered mountains, it stands as one of the last places untouched by modern civilization. There are no paved roads, no phone signals, no internet, and for most of the year, no visitors. Only the sound of the wind, whispering through the trees, and the rhythm of the nearby river, breaking the silence of this wild world, remind its inhabitants that life still flows here. Дефис. 1. The journey beyond the map. To reach Kedrova, one must travel by an old Soviet truck or on horseback for nearly 150 kilometers from the nearest town. In summer, the muddy trails devour the tears of any vehicle that dares to pass. In winter, when temperatures drop to -50 градусов Celsius, the frozen rivers become the only roads. Travelers describe the journey as a passage back in time. The deeper one goes into the forest, the more the modern world fades away, cell signals vanish, electric poles end, and nature takes complete command. At last, through a curtain of fair trees, the wooden rooftops of Kedrova appear, covered with frost, smoke gently rising from chimneys, like gusts of warmth in a frozen world. Дефис. 2. The people of the taiga. Only 27 people live here now, mostly elderly and a few families who refused to live when younger generations moved to cities. They are hunters, fishermen, and gatherers, living as their ancestors did centuries ago. Among them is old Pavel, the village blacksmith. His hands are cracked like the bark of pine trees, but his eyes still hold a fierce spark. Every morning, he fires up his forge not to make money, but to keep the spirit of his craft alive. Больше чем, if I stop working, the village does a little more, he says, hammer striking iron in the freezing dawn. There is Anya, a woman in her 40s who teaches the children in a tiny wooden schoolhouse. There is no internet, no computer, just old books, chalk, and her soft voice. Her students are only 5 children, but SH treats them as if they were the future of Russia itself. Больше чем, they must know there is a world beyond the forest, SH says, her eyes both proud and sad. Дефис. 3. Life without modern comfort. There is no electricity grid here. The villagers rely on diesel generators or kerosene lamps. Every home has a wood stove, which burns from dawn till night, keeping the frost from entering through cracks in the log walls. In winter, food becomes scarce. Men go hunting for reindeer, elk, or wild hare, while women preserve berries and mushrooms collected during the brief summer. Bread is baked on a wick in a clay oven, and water is carried from the frozen river in buckets. The silence here is immense, so deep that one can hear the snow falling or the wings of a raven above the trees. Yet, the villagers are never lonely. In the evenings, they gather in the largest house 40 from samovars, old songs on a harmonica, and stories passed from generation to generation. They live slowly, but they live truly. Дефис. 4. The winter isolation. By November, the last traces of the outside world disappear. The snowstorms begin, roads vanish under white waves, and even helicopters from the regional center cannot reach them for months. For 6 months, Kedrova becomes an island of humanity lost in the sea of snow. The sun barely rises, and darkness reigns from afternoon till morning. In those months, the villagers depend only on each other. They fix rows torn by wind, share food with the sick, and help deliver firewood to the elderly. In this harsh land, solidarity is not a choice, it is survival. One night, a violent blizzard strikes the village. The temperature plummets to -56 градусов Celsius, and the generator fails. Anya and Pavel, along with 2 others, take turns watching over the homes, breaking ice to fetch water, keeping stoves burning so no one freezes. Больше чем, out here, Pavel says, his beard crusted with frost, we're all one family. If one falls, we all fall. Дефис. 5. The spirit of the taiga. Spring arrives slowly. The first sign is the melting of the river, then the songs of returning birds. Snow resides to reveal dark soil, and life begins again. For the villagers, spring means hunting, gathering, and short trips to the nearest settlement for salt, fuel, and flour. They travel by boat when the river clears, carrying goods in sacks on their backs. In these few months of warmth, the forest is alive, bears awaken, wolves hunt in packs, and the air smells of resin and flowers. Children run barefoot through the moss, later echoing across the valley. Больше чем when the forest breathes, we breathe with it, Anya says, smiling. They know that comfort and luxury exist elsewhere, but they also know something the city has forgotten, the meaning of freedom. Дефис. 6. Visitors from the modern world. Occasionally, journalists, scientists, or filmmakers visit Kedrovo. They are astonished by how people survive in such isolation. Cameras capture the wrinkled faces, the smoky huts, the sled dogs racing through snow. But after a few days, they leave, and the villagers return to their rhythm, untouched, unbuttered. Some offer them satellite phones or generators, but the villagers refuse. Больше чем, we don't need the noise of the world, says Pavel. Here, we hear the roar of each leaf. Дефис. 7. A village out of time. In summer, at midnight, the sky never fully darkens. The white night stretches endlessly, and the river mirrors the golden light of the setting sun. Smoke rises from cabins, and the smell of pine and fish fills the air. Anya's little school closes for the season, and SH takes the children into the forest to teach them how to identify animal tracks and gather wild herbs. The elders carve wooden icons or repair boats, passing down ancient crafts. Despite its simplicity, life here is rich, with silence, connection, and meaning. The villagers know every tree, every rock, every turn of the river. They live in balance, something the modern world seems to have forgotten. Дефис. 8. The message of Kedrovo. Kedrovo may be far from civilization, but it holds a truth that civilization has lost, humanity doesn't need access to survive, only harmony with nature and each other. When the night falls and the stars spill across the frozen sky, the villagers sit outside their wooden homes, wrapped in fur coats, looking at the same constellations their ancestors once admired. In their world of silence and snow, there is peace, an ancient kind of peace that can't be downloaded, bought, or built with machines. They are not poor, they are not forgotten, they are free. Дефис. Epilogue, beyond the forest. On a year, a helicopter lands in Kedrovo, bringing mail, medicine, and a few supplies. The pilot, before taking off, always asks, больше чем, do any of you want to live? And every year, the answer is the same, a quiet smile and a shake of the head. Because for them, civilization isn't found in the cities of light and glass. It is found here, in the whisper of trees, in the warmth of firewood, in the laughter of children playing in the taiga. Kedrovo remains a heartbeat of the wild, far from the noise, but close to the soul of Russia.